are now joined by On3's Director of Recruiting, Chad Simmons, to break down the commitment of On3 consensus four-star offensive lineman Miles McVay out of East St. Louis, Illinois, not Missouri. But Chad, what went into this commitment for Miles McVay ultimately picking the Crimson Tide?
You know, one thing that Miles has told me from the beginning of his recruitment is play against the best. He wants to compete. He calls himself a competitor. He wants guys to push him. He plays for a great high school program in East St. Louis with great players. They produce guys. And I think, you know, he sees that in Alabama, going from like one competitive high school program to maybe the most competitive college program in the University of Alabama. I think he sees himself thriving in that competition mode with guys in Tuscaloosa, being pushed to develop, being pushed to play. And I think he'll thrive on that in his eyes. So I think that's really what it came down to for him choosing Alabama over schools like Missouri and Oregon.
And how close was it? Was it Oregon, Missouri, Alabama, just by a nose and a hair? Or how close was it in the end for Miles McVay?
You know, I think there was some buzz, you know, around Oregon, you know, earlier this summer. I think Oregon definitely made a play for McVay. And of course, he's right there, you know, close to Missouri. He has ties to Missouri. A lot of his former teammates have gone to Missouri. So Missouri was always in there as well. I do think Oregon was Bama's biggest competition. But, you know, I think this one maybe was a little bit, I guess done earlier than maybe many thought it was, including McVay letting on. I think he made it seem like it was closer than what it was with Oregon and Missouri. But I think Bama's kind of pulled away, significantly, throughout the summer, early in the spring.
And he plays tackle for his high school. I know a lot of these recruiting services have him translating to the inside in college. What's your estimation as to where Miles McVay may play when it comes to his time in Tuscaloosa?
Yeah, I think every lineman that has the size he does, at 6'6", whatever, 360-ish somewhere, maybe 370, sees himself as a tackle. Guys want to play on the outside. Tackles get paid. They protect the quarterback's blind side if you're a left tackle. But, I think, obviously if needed at Alabama, he could play tackle. But I think long-term, talking about obviously SEC Saturdays and potentially if he plays on Sundays, I think he's an interior offensive lineman. We see Charles Power break his game down as a power guy, strength, interior offensive lineman for us on three. I agree with that. I think his game is just a mauler. He's physical. He's a run block guy. If he gets his hands on you, he can punish you. And I think long-term, he's best on the inside. Again, he's versatile. We'll see what Bama has planned for him down the road.
Yeah, Chad, I'm 200 pounds, and even I want to be an offensive tackle because of how good that money is at the next level. But he's 6'6", 373 pounds, a verified 373 pounds. With a body like that, how soon will we see him on the field for the Crimson Tide?
Well, I think it's all about coming in and player development. Obviously, I think he'll have to get that weight under control, get in camp. I mean, we saw, I think, a perfect example was Evan Neal. What Bama did with him, coming in from high school to Tuscaloosa, reshaped his body doing box jumps and conditioning and showing his explosiveness and obviously evolved into quickly into one of the top offensive tackles in college football. So we know Bama has a plan in place for each of its recruits, each of its signees, and I think they'll do a great job with McVay. So I think it just comes down to, as far as timeline, I think the opportunity will be there. Bama's going to lose a lot up front after this college football season. McVay sees that window there to play early as well. And we know it's hard to bet against Bama's player development and what they do with guys when they get them on campus. So I think he has the body, he has the size, he has the strength. He's coming from a great high school program as well. So McVay's definitely to watch early in his career in the University of Alabama.
Now, Alabama went into the state of Illinois, which you would assume is Big Ten country. Does this tell us anything new about the Bama brand, or is this just Bama being Bama, as you like to say?
Yeah, I don't think it's anything new. We all know that if you follow recruiting and you follow the best players in America, Bama can go anywhere in the country, out west, up north, down south, of course, and in the Midwest. And if they want you, they have a great shot at getting you. And I don't think it says anything different going into East St. Louis, Illinois, and getting Miles McVay. Bama is that brand. Bama has that standard. The best players in America want to go play against the best and with the best. Nobody offers that better than the University of Alabama.
Yeah, jewelry and first-round picks are a really great recruiting tool. Well, Chad, as always, thank you for coming on. The Clydesdale of college recruiting, just an absolute workhorse. Appreciate you sharing some knowledge with us today. Miles McVay has committed to Alabama. Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.